Coming up later in Cuff News, flying monkeys cruising at a low altitude that could harm you and your family. Where is the FAA? Gorgonzola gone wild. The cheese that you leave out too long that could harm you and your family. Our dairy investigation team pokes holes in Swiss cheese. 11 minutes of nonstop bingo coming up later. All those stories and more on Cuff News.
Thank you very much, co-anchor Tom Davis. I'm Paul Poteet with this story about Sylvester Stallone, who has been convicted and fined. Have you heard about this shocking story? He brought substances into Australia during a visit to Sydney. This happened just a few weeks ago. And last week, Stallone pleaded guilty to importing 48 vials of human growth hormone and possessing 4 vials of testosterone. Sydney's Downing Centre local court heard that Stallone tried to deceive customs officers when they found the growth hormone in his luggage at the Sydney airport by passing off a fake prescription as genuine. The 60-year-old was in Australia in February to plug his latest film, Rocky Balboa. Showbiz experts are telling the Cuff Newsroom, Tom, that it was the worst case of vile testosterone possessing since Jackass 2. I understand that we have an exclusive live comment from Sylvester. Is that correct?
Let's go ahead and bring him in. Sylvester Stallone, let's welcome him into the studio, everyone. Thanks, Sly. Thanks. Sly, what can you tell us about the situation?
No, I wasn't true. I didn't do it. No, it wasn't me. It was that other guy back there. That was his luggage. But,
strictly prescription, right?
Right. That was me. But do I look like I need any?
Oh, you were totally ripped and cut, Sly.
At 60 years old, Sly, you are looking good.
Yep, still feeling it.
I'm here to say that it's hard to look that good when you're 60 years old, so I feel your pain, Sly.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thanks for joining us, and if you could, please pick up those bottles that you left on the way in.
Thank you.
Vials of corn studio.
Hey, those were not mine.
Yeah, sure they weren't.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sly, and you, Tom Davis.
Thank you, Paul. Paula Abdul has a puffy nose. She broke it over the weekend after tripping in an effort to avoid her Chihuahua, Tulip. The injury was the worst to the American Idol co-host since stumbling in an effort to avoid her wild turkey.
Shocking story. Men in Switzerland, Tom, who are worried about their testicles getting zapped by mobile phone radiation can now buy radiation-proof boxer shorts. Clothes manufacturer Andreas Salmon is producing the heavy-duty underwear at his factory. That's right, I said heavy-duty. He said he wanted to produce the garments to protect his 6 sons from cell phone testicular danger.
Talk about a family plan.
I usually hold mine up to my ear. Am I doing something wrong with the whole cell phone thing?
No wonder our conversations are so terrible.
Father's Day shoppers may want to buy now, Tom, and avoid the rush on anthrax-neutralizing Y-front bikini briefs. Paul, on your side with that one.
At least 80% of women surveyed in a new study say they have been approached in a sexually overt way while at a singles bar.
Get out.
Believe it or not, where were you last night? The study published this month in the Canadian Journal of Human Sexuality surveyed female university students aged 18 to 28, and the women said rather, grinding behaviors and buttock touching were the most common ways that men approached them. Now, in contrast, the women were less likely to report initiating similar behaviors, and the majority of the women said traditional non-sexual approaches were the most desirable behaviors in a singles bar
So women like a little more romance, is that what you're telling us?
I suppose. If I could read it, you'd know too. The preferred methods include buying drinks, smiling, flirting, or simply starting a conversation.
Well, I would have to say that if you're a guy who hasn't figured that out by now, Off the Cuff is probably not the internet video that you're currently watching. Anyway, Tom, I've got a graphic on this one. The 45 millionth visitor to Seattle's Space Needle will get a free trip to a taller, pointier landmark halfway around the world, Paris's Eiffel Tower, in celebration of the Needle's 45th anniversary.
Needle.
That person will be promptly escorted to the top of the Needle and presented with 2 Air France plane tickets to Paris. Of course, the best way to see Paris this summer is to get in touch with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Ask for the night vision package.
Pointy.
Iowans, I understand, may soon be able to legally hunt bobcats. Is that correct?
That's right, Paul. A once endangered species in the history of wildlife conservation, as near as I can determine, there has never been an official bobcat season, said Ron Andrews, a state fur bearer specialist.
Fur bearer specialist.
Fur bearer. Now, What college do you go to specialize in fur bearing? Well, the Iowa Department of Natural Resources is proposing a bobcat hunting and trapping season running from November 3rd to January 31st, or until a quota of 150 bobcats is taken. The once extinct animals are now seen in public more than their partial namesake, Funny Man Bobcat Goldthwait. Bobcats are known for their flashy sideburns, bobtails, and lush fur.
I believe we have a picture of those bobtails and lush furs that the bobcats are known for. And as a matter of fact, I think we may have.
There it is. Once again,
if you see
bobcat
that
being hunted.
soon. Those are a few of the Cuff headlines that we have for you on this edition of Cuff News. As always, we'll be watching, so please. You stay in touch because we're in touch.
PaulandTomShow.com. There you'll find 11 minutes of nonstop Cuff for your viewing pleasure.
If you want that much.